Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my live Facebook page. I call it the page, not my vlog or anything else like that. I try to be unique. I don't want to sound like everybody else. I don't want to try to sound professional. I don't want to articulate my words in a particular type of way to gather attention from the masses of asses, which are mostly you guys, okay? And to not be an ass means to have a lot of common sense within your own soul, less fear, and high morality. High morals, okay? But of course, anyone who watches me, hello to you. If you want to write something down, you can write something down. I will be talking for like 10 minutes about a particular type of topic in which I just talked about on in, of course, my English online class, of course, which I do on Saturdays and Sundays. And if I don't do it on Saturdays and Sundays, it's most likely going to be followed up on Monday, okay? And so today's topics will be about, okay, your self-value and my definition of love. Everyone has their own particular style of going about their own definitions, okay? And it's okay. Because people, why do people call when I'm just making a video? This is ridiculous. But anyway, I'm just going to ignore her. Your definition, you may differ from my definition. My definition of is old school. What you give is what you shall receive. That is what love is. Everything has conditions. So everything is a particular type of trade, okay? Love is not free, okay? There are people out there who believe that, you know, if I see someone, okay, no, I'm not going to answer that. If I see someone on the street, okay, you are still getting something in return. You're giving the homeless something that they need, okay? And when you give them something, in your mind's eye, you expect them to get something to eat. You expect them to get up off their feet, okay, and do something with their life. If you give them a little bit of advice, they may take it a mile. You give them an inch, they may take it a mile. But love is actually a trade. There's no escape from that. There's no such thing as unconditional. That word should not even exist. It depends on how technical you get with the word. Now, some people may say, that's unconditional. No, it's not conditional, dog. Everything is not free. Nothing is for free. If I'm sitting here doing nothing, just closing, there's a condition for me to do this. And if there's no air, I die. Okay, if there's no mobile device to record me, then of course you would not be able to see me. Everything has a condition in order for it to exist. So love to me is more of a business thing. Like women, when women get tired of you, okay, when you guys, I'm talking to you for you guys, they go to the court. So they don't, you see how the trade is? They don't respect the vows. They don't respect the religion. So they go right to the court. Instead of being humble themselves or listening to their husbands, most guys don't get a chance anyway, because there's more single mothers out there who don't understand how to love or to have something in common with the male. Okay? So now you understand my definition of love. Love is more of a tough love, okay, if you want to say it. This is trade. It's equal trade. See, if you give me some pussy, you already got some dick. Now, if I give you a baby, if the male produces the baby, he has the life in his seed to create the offspring in your womb. He gave you life, okay? You formed the life in your womb, okay? And so what happens is that there's a trade there. And you have to discuss those things before they even happen when you are in love. If you have love, you have equal trade. You say, okay, I got you pregnant. I have to take care of you. Now, if you don't want the baby, however, you as a man, you made a fucked up decision. I don't care if you had a condom or a Jimmy hat, whatever. Especially if the female's not a virgin. You shouldn't be procreating by accident with any fucking female. And I speak my fucking mind, okay? And I'm tell you, most of you guys are simps, suckers selling for mediocre pussy. So you don't even understand or can't even comprehend what love is. You just want to bust a nut. Okay? Because you're a nut. So that's the fucked up thing about society, because no one has discipline in their lives. They don't want to learn about themselves. They want to do what they want to fucking do. When I was younger, you know what I did when I was fucking younger? You know what I learned about fucking love? I learned isolation itself is like a form of suffering, but you learn something when you have nothing. You learn something when you have nothing. When I was incarcerated for 15 days in isolation and shit, and I didn't really go out, and I was in my cell for 22 hours in a fucking day, I learned that I had knowledge already because I heard the voice. Now, most of you guys don't understand what I'm saying because I'm schizoaffective. I don't have a mental illness, okay? I started hearing my voices in the dark before I almost chopped my stepdad's head off. But understand what love is. The voices tell me it's nothing but trade. You have to give in order to receive. It's that simple. The Italians said it best. Family is business, motherfuckers. And those guys who are basically focused on monogamous relationships are fools. Okay, I told my wife, I said, hey, you know, if you really want this thing to fly, it's not just about me supplying all of the finances. It's about you sharing me with other women. Okay, it's about you trying to negotiate a deal so we can have that 2-car garage easier in life. Because you women are going to be working harder than men. Men are smarter in the long run. Men are going to have more wealth when they get older, while the women is just going to feed off the system. That's not how it's supposed to work, women. So instead, you want to explore and do polyandry with other men. Okay, you want to sneak on the side. You want playing your extra dick on the side. Something's wrong because you don't have no spiritual morals. You don't have no spiritual limitations or standards. And I told my wife this. I said, you can be corrupted by coming into this country, but I don't care if you get corrupted. That's what I said. Because once you get corrupted, you're only going to be paying out of the kazoo to me. I don't have a problem with that. Now, if you want to lie, it makes things harder, okay? If you speed up your death. And I tell my wife, my ex-wife, all of the time, how you been, Ihsan Hossein? Okay, how you been? I'm just talking about my definition of love. What is your definition of love? Write it down slowly and clearly, okay? And I'm also going to talk about the value of yourself. The value of yourself, never put yourself above, never value your life more important than certain other lives. There are other lives that's more important than yours. How many lives can you count that has quality standards that is more important than yours? And when I ask this question, people tend to forget about the police officers and the military who is willing to sacrifice themselves for you as a commoner. You are a commoner. The police officers and the military men are being forgotten and murdered almost every other day. But nobody's saying nothing. But we're talking about fucking Black Lives Matter. What the fuck is wrong with society? Oh my fucking God. I'm like, a police officer shot. Nobody talks about that internationally. I think it should be spoken about internationally every fucking day when a police officer get killed. I think it should be talked about every day when an officer of the Green, of the Berets, or the military, or the Navy gets killed. Because I wanted to join that squad. And I think it's very sad for you guys to think that your life is more important than your own father's. Because the Blue Lives Matter. But the Green Lives Matter is more important than your life. If you had to jump off a cliff and that military man tries to save your life, kind of like that scene in the Infinity Wars. Remember the scene with Hawkeye and Widow? And Hawkeye wanted to sacrifice himself, but Widow saved him. Their lives are equivalent to one another. They're both superheroes. But I believe that the Black Widow life was more valuable than Hawkeye's, definitely. But everybody's life have a value on it. I'm sorry, okay? If you're just sitting like a couch potato on the fucking couch doing nothing and the military sacrificing themselves, look at the value of that type of life. I would not allow an officer to sacrifice himself for me to save me. He would need to survive because he's saving more. He's the greater good to save more lives. He has the skills. He has given up himself to save others. Think about it. My life, I wanted to be a police officer. I wanted to sacrifice myself for the greater good of the commoner, the common folk. But understand this, if you are not willing to sacrifice your fucking self for someone else, you're a fucking fool. You're a fucking fool, okay? How dare you say that your life is more important than your own father's? How you know what the religion says? Religion says to honor thy father, thy mother. That means your life is not worth that much. The mother's life is not more worth than the husband. In the Bible, that's the fucking patriarch. That's as clear as day. But for some reason, people think their lives are fucking equal. If I'm on a fucking boat and my wife tell me, hey, get up on there and shit, it's only through my kindness that I want to put my wife and my daughter on the boat so they can have a better future. But of course, that's everybody's opinion, their own perspective. But if you have a serviceman who's supposed to be the military, you have to respect your vets, your veterans. You have to respect them. They sacrifice themselves as a job. Okay, like if I would see, it depends on the quality of how my wife treat me and how my daughter treat me. Then their lives will be more worth than me. Okay, hell no, I'm getting on that boat first. But that's different. My life is definitely more valuable than my wife and my child's. But of course, if my child has done some things that's exceptional, if my daughter became a police officer, I would sacrifice myself for her. Do you understand the morals when I'm saying what love is? And the morals what I'm saying about how to value your fucking life? If you're a commoner and you have no intentions on sacrificing yourself for any greater good, okay, you're a fool to think your life is more important than someone else's. Depends on the value of a person's life. Who are you to judge? I am fucking executioner, judge, and fucking God. Because I have more common sense. If God came down right now, nobody would want to sacrifice God. But God would sacrifice your ass, okay? That's why you here in this planet, right? Why you think you was born here? To be sacrificed, like lamb to sheep. Lamb to slaughter, right? No matter who you are, you ain't no more important than God. And God is not even a physical being. Okay? God is who the fuck you are. Okay? So if any supernatural being comes from the fucking sky somewhere, we got to understand there may be a problem. Because human beings have too much fear in their heart to understand what a fucking God is in the first place. I'm a fucking God. But understand the moral on my point here. If you believe that your life is more important than a cop's life, after that cop went through some dedication, some training, and all these military procedures with the military, a cop or a military guy, it doesn't matter. You are a commoner. Okay? They're protecting your fucking ass. And there should be some more advertisements on TV about the deaths of these blue lives that matter. Because I always wanted to be a cop. And I tell people all the time when I'm on the court, I said, I'm an authoritative figure all of the time. Because I always wanted to be one of those. So they can't touch me. They can't do shit to me. They can try to shoot, but I got bulletproof armor. I'm allowed to carry a weapon. But I ain't allowed to carry no weapon, though. But other than that, I'm willing to sacrifice myself for the greater good. Are you? And that's how you value your goddamn lives. It ain't no Black Lives Matter. There's no Red Lives Matter. There's no all lives fucking matter. Not more important than the fucking green lives, and not more important than the blue lives. Don't you understand the value of your own fucking lives, people? Understand where you put yourself at when you don't want to sacrifice your fucking self. All right? Now, love is an easy thing. It's simple. It's just a trade. So some people may get it confused. You know, some people have some twisted types of love out there. Some people like to whip your ass, and they get it like a fetish. And to them, they feel that's love. That's a twisted type of desire. That's a twisted type of a platonic relationship. It's a fetish. It's something that's twisted. A twisted mind can twist love into multiple ways. But remember, there's still one thing in common with love. No matter how you twist it, how you turn it, there's always going to be a trade. Okay. And that's all I really want to say today, guys. If you have any comments, questions, insults, or roast, you put it down below, including on the YouTube. This will be posted on the YouTube as well. But of course, no one has said nothing. And to you, hello to you, Hussein, Ezian Hossein. And of course, I wish you was on my English stream today. But you got to turn on your notifications. You have to enter my group page. Okay? And I love you all, and I hate the many of you. How long have I been talking? I've been talking for 14 minutes. Understand what your values are. Don't never say your life is more important than another unless you do a thorough investigation on who you are and how you can compare yourself to a fireman who's going into the fucking fire. The fireman goes into the fire to sacrifice himself, but you feel, what are you going to do? You think your life is more important than the fireman's? Psst. Oh my fucking God. But there are people out there who believes, oh, they're equal. You're stupid, okay, for saying that. Peace.